Hello, ma'am, can you hear me?
Recording is on.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, good morning, everyone. I welcome you to the I welcome you to Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation Education Department online education for English medium. Today we are conducting for online education for class 9th, subject science, and the topic which I am going to take today is substances in common use. And in that I'm going to take table salt and baking salt. My name is Bushra Maqsood Ahmed and our Chief Nodal Officer name is Mrs. Almaz Hanure. So let's start with the topic now. Okay, today we are going to learn chapter number 14. Chapter number 14 name is Substances in Common Use. Now see students, substances in common use. The word itself reveals that substances which we are using in our day-to-day life. So in this chapter, we are going to learn what are the properties of that substance, what are the uses of that substance, and how we utilize that substance in our day-to-day life. Now, what are the substances which we are using in our day-to-day life? We are using such as some examples I have taken here: table salt, soap, toothpaste, baking soda, water, curds, washing powder, etc. and much more substances which we are using, but these are just an example which we are taking, right? Now, table salt is used for what purpose? Table salt is used for cooking purpose. Soap is used for bathing purpose, washing purpose. Toothpaste is used for what purpose? It is used for cleaning your teeth. See, can you see the picture of this toothpaste? We always use in morning to clean our teeth, right? Now baking soda. Baking soda is used for which purpose? Baking soda is used for making food such as cake, yummy cake we eat, right? In that cake, what is used? Baking soda is used. And moms cook bhaji also, right? So to make that bhaji crispy also, what is used? Baking soda is used. Now the next one is water. Water is the basic need of our life. We know that without water we cannot survive. Water is used for each and every purpose in our day-to-day life, such as for drinking purpose, for bathing purpose, for cooking purpose, for washing purpose. Everywhere water is used, right? Now next is curd. Curd, you all know dahi. Dahi, see, can you see the picture here? So curd is used for what? For in salad also we use, for cooking purpose also we use, and curd is very useful for bones also, right? It is very efficient in that. So, and next is washing soda. Washing powder. Washing powder is used for cleaning your clothes every day. Mom use now washing powder. He keep that washing powder in your washing machine or in a bucket to clean the clothes. So these all are the substances which we are using in our day-to-day life. But how it is related to science? What is the purpose that we are using this substance only in our day-to-day life? That we are going to learn in this chapter. Okay. Now let's go to the next slide. First, we will see what are salts. Salts. Now, by you just hearing the word salt, you will think that, ma'am, the common salts which we are using in our day-to-day life, that is salt, right? That is correct answer. But there are again much more salt which we are not aware of. We are going to learn that salts also today in this lecture, okay? But first we will learn what do you mean by salt. Now see, the iconic compound which do not contain H plus and OH ions and contains only one kind of cations and anions are called as simple salt. Now you will tell me, ma'am, this is the definition only. What? I don't understand anything. See, ionic compound which do not contain H plus and OH minus ions. This means the ionic compound which do not contain H plus and OH minus ions, right? And it contains only one cations and anions. Now, what are cations and what are anions? Cations are positive ions and anions are negative ions, such as NaCl. Na plus is cation and Cl minus is anions. So such substances, such compound which do not contain H plus and OH minus ions and contains only one kind of cations and anions, that is positive ions and negative ions, are called as simple salt. Okay. Now the next one. Inorganic substance occur naturally in the form of salts rather than acids and bases. Now, inorganic substance are naturally occurs in which form? They naturally occurs in salt form rather than acid and bases. Other than acid and bases, they naturally form in which form? They found in salt form. Now see, about next point, about 80 million tons of salts are added every year to seawater. Means every year, how by the natural phenomena, by all these things, how much millions tons of salt is added every year? 80 million tons of salts are added every year to seawater. Therefore, see, whenever we visit the sea, we feel that the water is very salty, right? It is because of this. Therefore, the sea is said to be rich source of salt. Now, for this reason, what the sea is said to be rich source of salt, because every year how much tons of salt is added? 80 million tons of salt is added. The sea is a rich source of several salts of various elements such as chlorine, sodium, magnesium, potassium, calcium, and bromine. Now see, as it is rich source of salt here, so there are various elements in which seawater is consist of. What are these various elements? Chlorine, sodium, magnesium, potassium, calcium, and bromide. Now you will tell that this element, it does not exist in single form, that chlorine is singly existing in the water, sodium is singly existing in the water. It exists in the salt form. So what are the various types of salt which are found in the sea? We will see that now. Now see, important salt found in the seawater. Number first is sodium chloride. Second is magnesium chloride, magnesium sulfate, potassium chloride, calcium carbonate, and magnesium bromide. These all are the types of the salts which are found in seawater, and from that we get all these elements. See, all these elements: chlorine, sodium, magnesium, potassium, calcium, bromide. We obtain all these from this all types of salts. Okay, so if in exam it's what are the important salt that we found in the seawater, so you can write this answer, that sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, magnesium sulfate, potassium chloride, calcium carbonate, and magnesium bromide. These all are the important salt that we are obtaining from seawater. Okay, next. Now see, in first only I have told you that inorganic compounds are formed in salt rather than acid or bases. But when we are obtaining some substances, we want to check that whether it is acid, basis, or neutral. So for that thing, indicators are used to see what the substance consists of, whether it is consist of acid, basis, or salt. Now see, before going to universal indicator, first we will see this. The common indicator cannot give us the strength of acid and base. Now see, what the first line means. The common indicators. What are the common indicators? The common indicators in school laboratory, we have seen that they are litmus papers, right? Red litmus paper, blue litmus paper. And when we touch this red litmus paper to some bases, it turns blue, and such changes happen in blue litmus papers also. So these are the common indicators which can indicate whether the substance is acid and basis. Next indicator is also we have used China rose indicator, right? In that also these all are the common indicators which we can indicate whether it is acid or basis. But this common indicator cannot give us strength of acid and base, means how much proportion of acid is present in the substance or how much proportion of base is present in that substance. That common indicators cannot give us that information. Now to measure such information, strength of acids and strength of base, to measure the strength of acid and strength of base, we need a what? Universal indicator. Now see, universal indicator. Now, first we will take a test tube, right? In that we will take a solution of some salts or solution of some acid or solution of some base. Then we will put 2 or 3 drop of universal indicator. So as we put 2 to 3 drops of universal indicator, there is a change in the color of the solution. And as there's a change in the color of the solution, we can indicate whether what is the strength of acid in that substance or what is the strength of base in that substance, or whether it is a neutral. Now see, universal indicator is a mixture of different indicators. What? Universal indicator is a mixture of different indicator which give us colors, which give different colors of different pH values of entire pH scale. Now whatever color we are obtaining now, from that we are just evaluating that color with a scale which is having a different color, and according to that different color the different values is specified to that scale. Now this universal indicator is a mixture of different indicator which gives different colors at different pH values. It gives what? Different colors at different pH values of entire pH scale. Okay, so this everyone understood that common indicators does not give what? Strength of acid and base, whereas universal indicator can give us strength of acid and base, and it give a different color, so we can find the different pH value on pH scale. Now we'll see what do you mean by pH scale. How does it look like? Now see, this is the diagram of pH scale. Now see, pH scale starts from number 1 to number 14th, right? Number 1 is now starting from number 1 to number 14. Now you tell me, ma'am, what is all these different colors? Now see, the middle one, can you see the light green color here? This is termed as neutral. Now the next color next to green is yellow color, right? So it shows that, and what is the example of here? pH value 6 is milk, means it is the strength of milk. When we are taking in test tube milk and we are adding 2 to 3 drops of universal indicator, the color of that solution turns to which color? Yellow color, right? So we can say that the strength of acid is this much, and it's as it comes to yellow color, so its pH value is 6. Now when I use universal indicator to the black coffee solution, again I found that what? The strength of acid is more than milk, right? So black coffee is more acidic than milk. Then when I take tomato juice, and when I used common indicator in that, so it gives me some orange color solution. And when I compare that orange color solution to this scale, what I found that its pH value is 4, and its acidic means its acidic nature is more than what? Milk and coffee. Same apple juice, its what? Its strength is more acidic. Its strength is more acidic than tomato juice, black coffee, and milk. Lemon juice. Lemon juice, when I add this, in this, the universal indicator, I found it that it is more acidic than apple juice, tomato juice, black coffee, and milk. And the last one is the most acidic, means example, I'm thinking of gastric acid, right? So gastric acid is more acidic. That means its pH value is 1. Now, number 1 to number 6, this pH value indicates what strength of acids in pH scale. Number 7 indicates the neutral. That 7 is what termed as a neutral. When we get a light green color na, it is termed as neutral, and pure water pH value is what? 7. Again, when we take the solution of salt also and we add few drop of universal indicator in that, again we found that it give us a green color. It means that salt solution is what? So solution is also neutral in nature. Now we have learned about acids, we have learned about strength of acids and neutral. Now what this lines and what this color indicates? This all red color indicates from number 8 pH value to number 14. What it indicates? It indicates the strength of base in the substance, right? Now you will find that when I take egg in a test tube and I put the universal indicator in that, I found a little dark green color. And when I compare that color with the pH scale, I found that the X pH value is 8. And it is a basic in nature. It is base in nature. And when I done that same experiment with baking soda, the color form is slightly different, and I found that the strength of base is more than the strength of base in the egg. Same thing I have done with the hand soap also. So what I found, that the strength of base in the hand soap is more than egg and baking soda. Then I take a ammonium solution. I have done same thing. I've taken the test tube. I have added 2 to 3 drops of universal indicator in that, and I found that it is the strength of base is more than egg, baking soda, and the hand soap. Same bleach, its more strength is more than all these substances. Then I found a concentrated solution of alkalis. In that, I found that the strength of base is much more as compared to other substance. So all this color can what it indicates as the different pH values, and it indicates that whether the substance, what is the strength of its acidic value, what is the strength of its base value, and whether the substance is neutral. Okay, this much I think everyone can understand with all the examples I have taken you. Now let's see the next slide. Now we will start a main topic, that is the substance which we are using, salt. Can you see the diagram here? Figure, sorry. Can you see the figure here? This is the common salt which we are using in a day-to-day life, right? Now, what is this common salt chemical name? See, chemical name of this common salt is what? Sodium chloride. Sodium chloride. Now see, sodium stands for Na and chloride is Cl, right? So its chemical formula is NaCl. Now, sodium chloride is formed by the neutralization reactions between sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid. Now, how this sodium chloride is formed? When we take, it is formed by the neutralization reaction by what? Sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is what? NaOH. Sodium is Na and hydroxide is OH. Plus hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid HCl. Hydro means hydrogen and chloric, Cl means chlorine. So hydrochloric acid. When these two substances we are taking, these two chemicals we are taking, NaOH plus HCl, what we get? We get our common salt, that is sodium chloride plus water. Now see, we can balance this also. Now see, this Na comes here, this Cl comes here, and how much hydrogens are there? 1 hydrogen and 2 hydrogen. So can you see here 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen, right? So this is the chemical reaction when sodium hydroxide is combined with hydrochloric acid, we get a common salt NaCl plus H2O. Now see, Aqueous solution of salt is neutral in nature. In pH scale also I have told you, when I take the aqueous solution means when I add this NaCl plus H2, when I'm adding a common salt with water and I'm taking it in a test tube, and when I'm putting 2 to 3 drops of universal indicator in that, what color I will obtain if it is neutral in nature? I will obtain which color? Light green color. As I obtain light green color, so it terms that aqueous solution of salt is neutral in nature. Hence, what will be its pH value? Its pH value will be 7. Okay. Now, let's go to the next slide. Now, see, this we have done it. That are the properties of, now that are the common salts. Now, what is the property of that common salts and what is the uses of this common salt? We will see that. Now, see number first property. Common salt is a colorless and crystalline ionic compound. Now see, common salt is what? It is a colorless and crystalline ionic compound. Means we found it in which form? Crystal form, right? Now, common salt is colorless and crystalline ionic compound. There is no water of crystallization in its crystalline structure. Now, what you will say that, now what is this water of crystallization and in its crystalline structure? Now, see, previous in acid, bases and salt chapter, we have learned the process of crystallization, right? We have taken some water, we have boiled that water, and slowly we added some substance in that till that it becomes saturated. Then we let them cool down, and after cooled down we found that some crystals are formed, right, of that substance. That definition, remember, that is nothing but crystallization. Now when we see that in that crystalline structure, what we do not found water in that. Water of crystallization means what? Now see, when I write NaCl, have I to write NaCl dot H2O? No. What we write? We just write NaCl, right? So this is the meaning of that. That there is no water of crystallization in its crystalline structure. Okay, first one, everyone got it? What is the first point? Now we'll go to the next point. It is neutral salt and salty in taste. This I have, in last slide I've explained you that why it is neutral in nature, but because by adding universal indicator we found that its pH value is 7. Hence it is neutral, right? Now it is salty in taste. We all know that when we add salt in a food, so we get the salty taste of it. If we don't add in the food does not look good. The food we cook. Okay. So we all know that salt is what? It is salty in taste. Now see, this compound is used for the productions of salts like Na2CO3, NaHCO3. Now see, NaCl, sodium chloride. It is used for again what? It is again used for the production of some salts. What are the example of such salt? Na2CO3, for the production of this salt also NaCl is used, and NaHCO3. For production of this all compounds, this what is used? Salt is used. Now, what are the real name of this? Now, I will tell everything, but later on, okay? First, we will focus on common salt only. Now, next. Now, see. Now, here we will learn the process of electrolysis, okay? What is electrolysis? When an electric current is passed through a saturated solution of sodium chloride, brine, it is electrolyzed and hydrogen gas is released at cathode while chlorine gas is released at anode. This method is used for the production of chlorine gas. In this method, an important basic compound NaOH is formed in the cell. Now you tell ma'am, you have just read the definition, we don't understand anything. Now see, what is the meaning of this? First, I will tell you what is brine. Brine is what? Brine is nothing but saturated solution of sodium chloride. So saturated solution of sodium chloride in a solution of sodium chloride with water in which were high concentration of sodium chloride is present. That is known as saturated solution of sodium chloride. So when I'm taking a beaker and I'm putting a solution of sodium chloride with water in that, and what I have done that I have put I have put two rods. One I have connected to the negative terminal of the battery, and second I will connect to the positive terminal of the battery. And I switch on the battery. Now, as I switch on the battery, what I see, electrolysis process starts in that. I see that H2O plus NaCl. Now see, this is NaCl plus H2O. This is the what? This is brine, right? Now, as I pass electricity to cathode and as I switch on the battery, what I found that hydrogen gas is released at cathode. See, hydrogen H2 is released at where? It is released at cathode, while chlorine gas is released at anode. Can you see this chlorine gas? This is released at anode, and H2 gas is what? It is released at cathode. And what compound, basic compound I have found? I have found a new basic compound, that is 2NaOH. Okay, so can you have you understood this reaction? When I have taken NaCl plus H2O, right? This is the saturated solution of sodium chloride, and I have taken in the beaker and I have passed electricity through it. I found what? Now see, let us understand this reaction by a figure. See, this is the figure. Now see, can you see this brown color? This brown color I have indicated as a beaker. This is a beaker, right? In this beaker, I have taken which solution? NaCl plus H2O, means common salt. What I have taken? Common salt I have added with the water, and I have kept in this beaker. Now I have taken two rods, this one rod and this second rod. One I have attached to the negative terminal of the battery, and this I have attached to the positive terminal of the battery. As I switch on the battery, what? The reactions start in the solution. And what I see that Na is what? So hydrogen gas is released from cathode and it comes near. Now why you will tell, ma'am, why hydrogen is coming towards cathode and this chlorine gas is coming towards anode? Because see, we always see that opposite attracts, right? We see that now. See, this cathode is negatively in charge. So what will attract to it? Plus. Can you see this plus sign? Hydrogen plus, right? Hydrogen is positive ions. So positive ions will be attracted towards cathode because it is negatively charged. Hence, hydrogen gas is released from here. Can you see this? Hence, hydrogen gas is releasing from which? From cathode, because it is negatively charged and hydrogen is positively charged. So, opposite are attracting towards each other, and hydrogen gas we are finding near cathode. Now we will go to the anode. See, anode is what is charge? What is the charge of anode? Anode is positively charged. And chlorine. Chlorine is what? It is negatively charged. So, as it is positively charged, so chlorine is negative ions which is attracted to a positive anodes. And hence we are getting chlorine gas here which is near the anode. And the rest of the solution, what we are finding, it is Na plus and OH minus. So the basic compounds we are forming here is Na plus and COH minus. See, same reaction here, NaCl plus H2O. So what we found, basic solution of NaOH, and chlorine is near what? It is near anode. And H2 plus is near cathode. H2 is hydrogen. Cl2 is chlorine. So these both gases are, H2 gas is formed near cathode and Cl2 is formed near anode. So I hope you all can have understood this chemical reaction very well now. Now this whole process is known as what? This whole process is known as electrolysis. Okay. This is the property, one of the most important property of common salt. Now next, now see, the next property is when salt is heated to high temperature, when salt is heated to a high temperature about 800 degrees Celsius. How much high temperature? 800 degrees Celsius. It melts. You will tell ma'am salt तो मेल्ट नहीं होता है जैसे हम लोग करते हैं आइस को लेते हैं when we take ice and we start heating it, it gets melt. But when I take salt ma'am, it does not melt. Why? No, salt also melt, but it melt at very high temperature. What high temperature it's melt? 800 degrees Celsius. At 800 degrees Celsius, it melts, and this is called the fused state of the salt. See, when it melts to 800 degrees Celsius, so that state is known as what? Fused state of the salt. Now this fused state. Now this everyone understood this point? When salt is heated to a high temperature, about 800 degrees Celsius, it melts. This is called the fused state of the salt. Now next topic, it is related to this fused salt only, okay? Now see, when fused salt is electrolyzed, first we have taken common salt and we have done the electrolysis process, right? When we take this fused salt and when it is electrolyzed, chlorine gas is released at anode and liquid sodium metal at cathode. When I take this fused salt and when I electrolyze it, chlorine gas is released at what? It is released at anode, and liquid sodium metal, it is deposited, it is just near the cathode. So these all are the properties and the uses of a common salt. Hope everyone has understood these properties and uses of common salt, right? Now I'm going to the next topic, that is rock salt. What do you mean by rock salt? Now see, rock salt, see, can you see here the diagram? It is nothing but Himalayan pink salt rock. It sees like this, see, it sees like little pink in color, and this is termed as Himalayan pink salt rock. Now see, do you mean by rock salt? Salt is also obtained from a certain types of rock. Now what? First we have seen that salt is obtained from seawater, right? Now salt is also obtained from what? It is also obtained from certain types of rocks. From several types of rocks also what we can obtain? We can obtain salt, and these salts is called as what? Rock salts. The salt which we are obtaining from rocks, that are called as rock salt. Now the minerals halite and Himalayan rock salts are some example of common salt. What are the example of rock salt? Halite and Himalayan rock salt are what? These are the some example of rock salt. This salt is used to treat many diseases. Now this rock salt which we are obtaining from which is known as Himalayan pink salt rock or halite, this all rock salt are using for what? For the treatment purpose also. They are uses for treatment for several diseases also. Okay, so this is just a small definition of rock salt. Yeah, okay, in this chapter, that if it is asked in the exam what is rock salt, you can easily tell that ma'am, or the salt which we are obtaining from several rocks, examples you can give, and you can tell that salts are always used, they can also use for the treatment purpose of the diseases. Okay, now next, let's see the next which we are using, baking soda. Okay, baking soda, the chemical name of baking soda is what? Sodium bicarbonate. Can you see the diagram here? In our kitchen, we always see that baking soda is kept, right? Now, baking soda is used by your moms. You can say, Mama, today I want to eat cakes, today I want to eat bhaji. So you always see that your mom when your mom is cooking, he adds some little baking soda in cakes to make it spongy, to make it porous, right? Again, it is what, when your mom is cooking bhaji also, you see that a small pinch of baking soda your mom is adding in that, so that your bhaji can become a porous, it can become a crispy, right? So this baking soda is used for cooking purpose mainly in our kitchen, right? Now this baking soda, the chemical name of this baking soda is what? Sodium bicarbonate, and its chemical formula is NaHCO3. Now see, NaHCO3 is, I told you now that I will tell later what is this NaHCO3, right? So what is NaHCO3? It is sodium bicarbonate, and what it is nothing but a baking soda. Now we will see what is baking soda. Baking soda is a white non-crystalline powder. Can you see it here? Baking soda. Baking soda is what? It is white non-crystalline powder. Now see, when you touch a common salt, you will find it like crystalline powder, right? And when you touch a baking soda, you will find it very smooth. That powder is very smooth, whereas a common salt is not smooth. It is some crystalline structure is present in that. So for hence, that is what baking soda is, white non-crystalline powder. That when we touch it, it is very smooth powder. Okay. Now its chemical name already I have told you. It's sodium hydrogen carbonate. We can see, we can tell it as sodium bicarbonate also, and we can name it as sodium hydrogen carbonate also. Okay? Both the names are used, sodium hydrogen carbonate also, and we can term it as sodium bicarbonate also. And its molecular formula is NaHCO3. Okay, this is the introduction of sodium baking soda. I think everyone has understood. Now we are going to the next, properties and uses of baking soda. Now, properties and uses of baking soda. Now see this. NaHCO3, that is baking soda, reacts with moist litmus paper, and red litmus paper turns blue, which means that it is basic in nature. Now see, first also I have told you what are the common indicators. Litmus paper is a common indicator, right? So that indicator is what? When I take red litmus paper, and when red litmus paper turns to blue, we all know whether a substance, when we take a red litmus paper and I touch that substance, and if it turns to its blue color, so we term that substance is basic in nature, right? So hence from that litmus paper indicator, what we had found that that this baking soda is in which nature? It is basic in nature, means it is base. Okay. Now it is used to make bread, cake, and dhokla, right? We all love to eat bread with jam in the breakfast time, right? Then cakes also we love, dhokla, white dhokla, and yellow color dhokla also we love, right? So to prepare all these dishes, what is used? What is used? Baking soda is used to make that substance porous. Okay. Now, being basic in nature, it is used to reduce acidity in the stomach. Now, hence it is base in nature. I've seen in the pH scale that the acid which is present in our stomach, gastric acid, it is the more acidic, right? When we are not feeling well, we feel acid, then that's, yeah, I am feeling some acidity. So what we take the basic, that milk of magnesia also we are taking, right? Because milk of magnesia is basic in nature, and when the basic substance goes to our stomach, the acidic properties goes down, and we get reduced, we get relief from acidity. Hence baking soda is also used, what it is used to reduce acidity in the stomach because it is basic in nature. Another example, if someone will ask you what are the substances which we are using, antacids, right? We are using antacid is also what? It is basic in nature. Against what we are using, milk of magnesia, I have told you, that is also basic in nature, which is used to reduce the acidity. Okay. Now the next point is NaHCO3 is used. NaHCO3 is used to make the active substance CO2 in the fire extinguisher. Fire extinguisher you have seen in your schools also, I think you have seen in your buildings also, you have seen in offices also. You can see that yellow color one cylinder is there, and when some space catches fire, we can take the cylinder, and when we spray that gas which is filled in the cylinder, so the fire does not increase. So in that, which gas is filled? CO2 gas is filled. In fire extinguisher, which gas is filled? In multiple choice also, many times this question is asked that which gas is filled in fire extinguisher. So which gas is filled? CO2 gas is filled in fire extinguisher. And that CO2 gas we can obtain by some chemical reactions of NaHCO3. So hence baking soda is also used for making the active substance CO2 in the fire extinguisher. Okay. So see what so many uses are there of baking soda. It is used for acidity purpose also. It is used for cooking purpose also. It is used for creating such gases which can be helpful in the emergency cases, right? Now, last one, baking soda. Baking soda is used to clean an oven, right? In some of the many houses are having oven, right? So it is very hard what to clean the oven. Means we have, if we will clean it by the soap and all, our oven can be our oven will be destroyed. But to clean this oven, what is used? Baking soda. Simply we just throw the baking soda in the oven, we just let it settle down for some time, and when we clean it, our oven shines and it gets cleaned very easily. But if we will clean it with some other substance, it will be very hard to clean it, right? So baking soda is used for cleaning purpose also. Now see, till now we were knowing that baking soda is used for only cooking purpose, but here so many uses we have seen that baking soda is used for cooking purpose also. It is used for reducing acidity also. It is used for obtaining some useful gases for fire extinguisher also. It is also used for cleaning purpose also. Again, there are many uses. Okay, so I hope that today you all have understood the properties and uses of common salt also, and you all have understood the properties of this baking soda also, right? So let's revise this topic by watching one video. Okay, I will make you one to watch one video.
Important salts in daily life. Can you tell what are salts? The ionic compounds which do not contain hydrogen and hydroxide ions and contain only one kind of cation and anion are called simple salts. Sodium sulfate, potassium phosphate, calcium chloride are some examples of salts. Inorganic substances are found in nature in the form of salts. Sea is a rich source of several salts of various elements such as chlorine, sodium, magnesium, potassium, calcium, bromine. Do you know? Some of the important salts found in seawater include sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, magnesium sulfate, potassium chloride, calcium carbonate, and magnesium bromide. Come, now let us perform an activity to study more about salts. Activity. Let us first prepare saturated solutions of some salts such as table salt, soap, washing soda and baking soda. Let us put 2 to 3 drops of the universal indicator in them. Compare the colors with the pH color chart and note down the observations in the table. We observe that the solution of table salt is originally colorless. On addition of the universal indicator, its color changes to green. On comparing this color with the pH color chart, we find that the pH of the solution of table salt is 7. We know that pH 7 indicates a neutral solution. This shows that the solution of table salt is neutral. Soap solution is also originally colorless. On addition of the universal indicator, its color changes to violet. On comparing this color with the pH color chart, we find that the pH of soap solution is 13. We know that the pH greater than 7 indicates basic solution. This shows that soap solution is basic. The solution of washing soda is originally colorless. On addition of the universal indicator, its color changes to blue. On comparing this color with the pH color chart, we find that the pH of washing soda solution is 9. This indicates that the solution of washing soda is basic. The solution of baking soda is also originally colorless. On addition of the universal indicator, its color changes to blue. On comparing this color with the pH color chart, we find that the pH of baking soda solution is 8.5. This indicates that the solution of baking soda is basic. From this activity, we understand the use of pH color chart for determining the pH of various solutions. If the pH of the solution is less than 7, the solution is acidic. If it is more than 7, it is basic. And if it is 7, then the solution is neutral. Now let us make a list of a few substances in day-to-day use in accordance with their pH value from 1 to 14. Toilet cleaner has pH 1 to 3. Lemon juice has pH 2.5. Vinegar has pH 3. Tomato juice has pH 4.1. Black coffee has pH 5. Milk has pH 6.5. Pure water has pH 7. Solution of baking soda has pH 8.5. Toothpaste has pH 9.5. Detergents have pH 10. Milk of magnesia has pH 10.5. Lime water has pH 11. Drain cleaner has pH 14. We know that a salt made from a strong acid and a strong base is neutral and has pH 7. A salt made from a strong acid and a weak base is acidic salt and has pH less than 7. While a salt made from a weak acid and strong base is basic salt and has pH more than 7. Now let us study more about some salts of everyday use. Sodium chloride, table salt, NaCl. Table salt or common salt, which is used for cooking, is the most widely used of all salts. Its chemical name is sodium chloride. It is formed by the neutralization reaction of a strong acid, that is hydrochloric acid, and a strong base, that is sodium hydroxide. Therefore, it is a neutral salt. Its aqueous solution has pH 7. Now let us understand the properties and uses of common salt. It is a colorless and crystalline ionic compound. It does not have water of crystallization in its crystalline structure. It is salty in taste. It is used for the production of salts like sodium carbonate, that is washing soda, and sodium bicarbonate, that is baking soda. It is used for the production of chlorine gas. The method involves electrolysis of the saturated solution of sodium chloride brine. The reaction releases hydrogen gas at the cathode while chlorine gas at the anode. Also, an important basic compound, sodium hydroxide, is formed in the cell. The given reaction represents the electrolysis of sodium chloride. When sodium chloride salt is heated to a temperature that is about 800 degrees Celsius, it melts. This is called the fused state of the salt. Electrolysis of the fused state of sodium chloride releases chlorine gas at the anode and liquid sodium metal at the cathode. Do you know? Salt is also obtained from a certain type of rock. This salt is called rock salt. Some examples of rock salt include mineral halite and Himalayan rock salt. This salt is used for treatment of many diseases. The 25% aqueous solution of salt is called saturated brine. When 1/5 of this solution is evaporated, the dissolved salt gets crystallized and salt gets separated from the solution. Sodium bicarbonate, baking soda, NaHCO3. You must have tasted a cake and bhaji. Have you ever thought what makes the cake porous or the bhaji crisp? This is because of the baking soda added in them. Baking soda is a white non-crystalline powder. Its chemical name is sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonate. Its molecular formula is NaHCO3. Now let us understand the properties and uses of sodium bicarbonate. Sodium bicarbonate turns the red litmus blue. This shows that it is basic in nature. It is used to make bread, cake, dhokla. As it is basic in nature, it is used to reduce acidity in the stomach. It is used to make the active substance carbon dioxide in the fire extinguisher. It is used to clean an oven. Now, let us answer a question. What are the constituents of baking powder? Where is the baking powder used? The constituents of baking powder are sodium bicarbonate, that is baking soda, and tartaric acid. Baking powder is used in the preparation of light spongy bread, cakes, and dhokla. Now let us understand
Okay, students, so this was the revision video which we have conducted today. Now I want to give you some assignments. You can take a screenshot also or note it down in your notebook and complete this assignment in your notebook, right? You have to write number first, name the salt found in seawater. Second assignment is write the properties and uses of sodium chloride. And number third is what are the constituents of baking soda? Where is the baking soda used? Okay, so this all is the assignments this is the homework you have to complete in your notebook, okay, and get study.